Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this week's Monday Night Live. Great to have you all joining me again. My name is Laura Betts with HyperbaricsRx, and tonight's topic we're going to talk about how long is a 60-minute hyperbaric session? How long is a 60-minute dive? In the hyperbaric industry, we have very, very specific terminology. And one of the reasons why you want to come to an ANDI Certified Hyperbaric Facility with ANDI Certified Chamber Operators is because they're not using terms that mean different things interchangeably. They're trained, they understand. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So let me go ahead and introduce myself for those of you that are just joining me. Welcome, welcome. My name is Laura Betts. I am founder and facility director of HyperbaricsRx. We are located here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, but we do telehealth for clients all over the world. So in addition to being the founder and facility director here, I'm also a member of the Diving and Medical Board for ANDI International. And I also sit on a nonprofit. I am vice president of substance abuse programming and protocol integration for the International Hyperbaric Medical Foundation. So I am always getting new information. I get to help share information with people that are just coming to hyperbaric oxygen therapy, who are just beginning their healing journey with hyperbaric oxygen therapy. I get to support facilities. I get to train operators and medical professionals in how to apply hyperbaric oxygen therapy. And we get to see oxygen miracles every day here at HyperbaricsRx. Tonight's topic, again, and it seems a little obvious. Well, 60 minutes, right? It's 60 minutes, but it's not. There's actually terms that are being used interchangeable, and it's important that persons doing hyperbaric oxygen therapy, if you're somebody that's thinking about doing hyperbaric oxygen and you're comparing facilities, you're comparing profiles, you're comparing pricing, this is a big deal, and this is a big difference. If you're someone on a healing journey and you are trying to create the best opportunity for efficacy, not having this information can actually translate to a lack of efficacy. If you are a physician or a medical professional that is assisting someone that's doing hyperbaric oxygen therapy, and you've heard such great things and it's not working the way it seems like it should, there could be some very real reasons why. And runtime and treatment time are hyperbaric terminology that are unfortunately often incorrectly used interchangeably. Again, a certified facility, an accredited facility, a certified chamber operator that's received some training, they have the information. But this comes up when you're working with somebody that maybe doesn't understand hyperbaric. And I use the term a little loosely. So hopefully we can arm you with some information to be more empowered and to make some better decisions. So let's talk about the term runtime versus treatment time. They are not the same thing. They mean very, very different things. And published studies are almost always referencing treatment time. So if you look at the study on traumatic brain injury, one of them, there's quite a few, and you notice that the study is talking about 60 minutes for 1.5. They mean 60 minutes treatment time. They don't mean 60 minutes run time. When you're looking at a wound care protocol and you see that they're requiring 90 minutes, that 90 minutes is not run time. That 90 minutes is treatment time. It's time at the target pressure. So let's talk about runtime and just clarify. So the term runtime is from the beginning of the dive starts until the end of the session. Runtime. In hyperbaric terminology, we'll call that hatch to hatch, from the time we open the hatch to put the diver into the chamber. Diver is over and we reopen hatch again to remove them from the chamber. Hatch to hatch. If the chamber has a zipper, if the chamber has a door, whatever the closing mechanism is for the chamber, when the chamber is closed, That's when the timer starts. Haven't started to load pressure yet. It's hatch to hatch. Runtime is from the time the chamber is closed to the time the chamber is opened. So very, very different there. So a 60-minute hatch to hatch, a 60-minute runtime is a very, very different thing than a 60-minute treatment time. Again, hyperbaric terms are often incorrectly used interchangeably by untrained, uneducated professionals or somebody that is just learning about the modality. When these terms are used interchangeably, there is a knowledge deficiency, there is a training deficiency. They are not the same thing, and it really does matter. And ultimately, it really translates to potential outcome, potential benefit, creating the opportunity for efficacy. And that's one of the things that an ANDI certified chamber operator at an ANDI Certified Hyperbaric Facility is doing. They are using their tools and training to create the best opportunity for efficacy. Now, chamber occupant, in throughout the chamber, they are always getting some benefit during the dive. No matter what, at least here at our facility, you're always getting more oxygen than normal levels. You're always getting more oxygen at surface levels. From the moment the chamber operator initiates the session and begins pressurization, yes, you are technically hyperbaric. Yes, we are technically increasing pressure. Yes, the pressure is technically above surface level. We are doing hyperbaric oxygen therapy here. But again, while you are receiving some benefit throughout the entire session, the time at target pressure is what's counted as treatment time. Standard hyperbaric protocols can be 75 to 90 minutes run time, depending on the chamber occupant's acclimation rate. So run time and treatment time, not the same thing. In general, it takes about 15 minutes for the pressure to build in the chamber. If we're talking about a standard protocol, in this case, a 60-minute treatment time, once we reach the target pressure, the chamber occupant hangs out for about an hour. At the end of the hour, the pressure is reduced, and it takes about 10 minutes for the pressure to come down. So when we talk about our standard session and we talk about our standard protocol being 75 to 90 minutes, this is what we mean. Many, many hyperbaric studies are based on an hour of treatment time. But if you think about this, 15 minutes is the average for someone to come up to pressure. What if the person needs a little bit longer? So when we talk about this 60-minute dive, well, when does the timer start? Does the 60-minute timer start when the person walks onto the dive floor, when they walk into the room where the equipment is located? Does the 60 minutes start when they call them back and have them getting on the gurney? Does the 60 minutes start when they close the door and begin the pressurization or close the zipper? Does the 60 minutes start when they reach target pressure? Those are very, very different things, and ultimately they translate to very, very different amounts of treatment time. Many of the I'm going to choke on a live stream. 1 second. Many hyperbaric protocols, the switches are only on during the time at dosage. So a lot of these mechanisms of action, a lot of these different effects of hyperbaric oxygen therapy, they're only happening during the treatment time. A good example of that is the bactericidal mechanism. So hyperbaric has these neat properties where it actually has a kill effect for negative bacteria. It's part of the reason why it's used in such serious infections, and it's part of why it works so well. And unlike an antibiotic, which also kills good gut bacteria, an antibiotic is a nuclear reaction. It kills everything with it. The hyperbaric has the benefit of being discerning. It only kills the good gut bacteria. But that bactericidal switch, the kill mechanism, is only on at a particular target dosage, a particular target pressure. It's only happening during the treatment time. So if the run time is 60 minutes, how much treatment time did the person actually get? If it takes 15 minutes to come up to pressure on average and 10 minutes to come down from pressure for the pressure to equalize out of the chamber, well, in that case, the person's really only getting 35 minutes of treatment time. You don't need to be a pathophysiologist and take a hyperbaric medical program to know that 35 minutes is not the same thing as 60 minutes. And that's why this is so important. That's why treatment time and run time are not to be used interchangeably. Now, one of the other things here is, what if it takes a little longer for you to come up to pressure? There's an acclimation period here. So it's important that somebody's paying attention there. Maybe the dive needs to be adjusted a little bit. What if we've got a complicated dive, and this particular dive has multiple trigger points. So we have, for example, neurological repair requirements, which is going to treat down on your lower side of the dosage protocols. But we've also got a heavy pathogen, which is going to treat all the way up at the top of the protocols. Well, that's done with a multi-level protocol. And those dives are longer. Those dives could have almost 2 hours of treatment time, depending on the profile. Certainly 90 minutes of treatment time. Very, very different profiles there, very different configurations. So that's why on our schedule, again, we have standard protocols, and then we have what are called our extended protocols. So we get some questions sometimes about these differences in our dive package pricing. And sometimes we get a question, well, how much is a 60-minute hyperbaric session? I see your sessions here are 75 to 90 minutes. Well, that is a 60-minute hyperbaric session. We are doing full protocols. We are doing proper hyperbaric protocols. Very often the treatment protocol, many of the protocols are an hour. So again, while we're getting benefit the entire hyperbaric session, well, yes, they are receiving more oxygen throughout the entire duration of the dive. The part that we're focusing on, again, is the treatment time. So that's what we mean here by our standard session rate. And then we have multi-level profiles that are longer, and they may be more beneficial depending on what we're trying to accomplish. In complex presentations, they can be very beneficial, and multi-level dives are considerably longer in general than a standard session. We're looking at a maximum of 90 minutes for a standard session run time, whereas a multi-level protocol could have about 120-minute run time. So again, treatment time, run time, not the same thing. Now, again, we are an reasons why this is one of the reasons why you want to have your dives done by a certified chamber operator at an ANDI hyperbaric facility. The ANDI facility has, in addition to the standard protocols, they have all of the international indications. They have all of the elective applications, including the performance enhancement, wellness, and anti-aging protocols. And then they have trained certified chamber operators who understand the differences between run time and treatment time and can properly apply the protocols. And it matters, especially when we are trying to create opportunity for efficacy. One of the things that I do on my nonprofit position and my board position is we will review protocols. And why isn't this person receiving efficacy? Sometimes it'll come in and go, yeah, they were doing it. Take a look at this. Almost always, part of what's going on is what they thought they were getting, the protocol they thought they were doing. Turns out when a trained certified professional took a look at it, it wasn't an appropriate protocol. It wasn't creating the opportunity for efficacy that we thought. It wasn't creating the ability to allow enough oxygen for enough time to engage the healing mechanisms that we were specifically looking for. So I hope this information was helpful. I hope it gives you some good understanding of what some of these differences are. And I hope it was informational and educational. And I hope it answered one of the common questions that we get and defined some of the differences between run time and treatment time. So we very much thank you again for coming out and joining me this evening. I do Facebook Lives every Monday at 6 o'clock. If there is a particular topic that you're interested in, please feel free. We also have information. We also where you can ask questions in the chat and give us some good stuff. So I see somebody reached out and has some questions. So give us a call and we'll be happy to answer some of your questions and see what we can do. Our number at the office is 954-749-9998. So again, thank you so much for coming out. Oh, again, so where can operators be verified? That is a great question. And I will actually follow this up and I will put a link in the chat to the ANDI website. And you can, at least in regards to, I'm assuming we want to verify, you can look and see if the facility is registered at ANDI HQ. And you can see if the facility is registered at ANDI HQ, and you can verify information there as well. For those of you that are looking at doing training, we do have a operator certification course that is coming up on Wednesday. We do have an and the first night of that is Wednesday night and Thursday night. So I'll actually just post a link here as well when I finish for those of you that might be interested in the training program. Again, this is really a big difference in runtime versus treatment time. So I hope that information was helpful. And then again, I so thank you for coming out and joining us this evening. Again, we do Facebook Lives every Monday at 6, new topics each week. And we have the videos from topics before are on our Facebook page. So please feel free to go back to them. And any questions that you have, come back and reach out to us. So again, I thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you so much for, again, spending another Monday night with me. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks so much.